So you have a Switch 2, but now you need accessories, you need controllers, you need cases, you need carrying cases, you need screen protectors, you need all of those things to make your experience that much better. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Consider this volume 1 of my ultimate Switch 2 accessories guide. Now, I got a lot of these accessories here in the studio, and I want to say right away, this video is not sponsored by any of them. These are my opinions, no money has changed hands, and I'm going to show you off a bunch of different accessories so you can save some money, say, I don't like that one at all, or hey, I love that one, and I want to spend a few bucks to pick up a protective case or a controller for my Switch 2. So let's get into it. And before we do, I just want to say, look at this. This is the Switch 2 compared to the Steam Deck, okay? I love the Steam Deck. I love its ergonomics, and it just is so comfortable in the hand to hold. However, the Switch 2, just look at it. It's flat, and after about an hour and a half of playing in handheld mode, it's really uncomfortable, actually. So you need to have something that's going to change the ergonomic design of the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. And I really believe that some of the ones I'm going to show off today will kind of really enhance that experience and bring it closer to the Steam Deck in terms of ergonomic handheld design. Now, some of these I wish I had with me on my big trip that I just took to Scotland. I didn't have them. I played it in pure handheld mode with no case. And after about 2 hours, you know, I'm putting the thing down and I'm just picking up my book because it really does start to hurt your hands without a case on it. So without further ado, let's get into my first case. This is a protective case from Dbrand. This is their kill switch case. And let me just show you, how this looks here. Obviously, it wraps around each individual part. So it's going to go around each individual Joy-Con and, of course, the main body of the Switch 2. But let me just say, there was a lot of controversy with the Dbrand's kill switch case a few weeks ago, actually right at launch. There were all sorts of reports and customer feedback where it was detaching the Joy-Con from the main body. Well, good news, the one that I'm showing you here on the screen is the revised edition. Dbrand has fixed the problem, and right on the website, if you go to dbrand.com, you'll notice right there, if you click on the kill switch page, it'll say the Nintendo Switch kill switch improvements in response to customer feedback. We've redesigned the Joy-Con grips to eliminate detachment issues. So the one you're seeing right here is the fixed version. And now this is the one that I've been using for the past couple of weeks. And I have to say, I love it. I love the rugged feeling of this. Each part slips into the case here so I can detach and take off the Joy-Con. It has a really rugged texture feeling to it. And it protects every part of the Switch, obviously, except the screen. No screen protector. But it's really protecting with that nice lip around the edge of the device. Really has done a great job. Even on the back of the kill switch case, it even has a protective little bumper that goes over the kickstand, which I added later. Actually, I didn't even put it on initially, but I added it later. What's interesting, it also comes with this piece. You're like, what is this thing? What does that go? Is this like a charging dock? What is this thing? No, this actually slides over top of the Switch 2 dock because it's just too big and too bulky to actually slide into the dock the normal way. So they developed this additional piece of plastic that slides over top, connects directly to the USB-C port on the bottom, and then you can place your kill switch in with the Switch 2 right in this dock. I will say I found this little nub that sticks up here, the little USB-C nub, to be a little finicky to fit because it can bend backwards and forwards. So you really have to line it up and make sure that it's aligned before you drop it in there. And I will say, there's no satisfying click to let you know that it's in there. You're just waiting for the screen to kind of pop on for a second to show that it's charging. And that's how you know that it's in the dock. But at least I can then travel with my kill switch case, put it, in my bag, pop it right out and put it right in the dock. But I think another great part of this case is how it connects to its own protective faceplate. So look at this front plate. It actually covers the kill switch, and you're able to put games right inside here. It'll hold 10 games right inside the front faceplate here. This snaps on the front, and with this sort of elastic cord wraps around the back and slots right into these two little grip holders. And there you go. This thing is not going to get hurt. This thing is, obviously, if you drop it off of a building, it's probably going to break. But look, you throw this in your bag, it's going to be really protected. You drop it 5 feet, it's going to be protected because this is really shock absorbent. And it's a tank. It really is. So congrats to Dbrand for doing a great job here. I will say so far, this has been my favorite case where I can take off the Joy-Con, because I'm going to show you a couple of variations here where the Joy-Con are not removable, given some of the different accessory cases. So good job from Dbrand. Again, I'll have links to all of these in the description below. So you can check them out for yourself, see if they're in stock. And I'm not going to put any prices up here because these prices vary from country to country, and maybe they're running some sales right now. So just check it out yourself. They're not that expensive at all, but check it out from Dbrand. I want to thank PDS Debt for sponsoring today's show, because are you feeling buried under credit card bills, personal loans, or medical debt? It's like your money's working harder for your lenders than it's actually working for you. Well, I speak from experience when I tell you that it doesn't have to be that way, thanks to PDS Debt. Now, PDS Debt does more than just help you manage your debt. They empower you to take control. Using their platform, they go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and craft a personalized plan designed just for you. No more cookie cutter solutions, just a clear path to financial freedom that fits your lifestyle. And here's the best part. With PDS Debt, there's no minimum credit score required, whether your credit is bad or fair. They are here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, in your savings account. Getting started is easy. Just go to pdsdebt.com/Clayton to complete your free debt assessment to see what options are available to you. Every day you wait, it's costing you money. Get started with your free debt analysis in just 30 seconds at pdsdebt.com/Clayton. That's pds.com/Clayton. Take back control today by visiting pdsdebt.com/Clayton. Next up, let's talk about the JSOX brand, JSAUX. They have a lot of great accessories for the Switch 2. I highly encourage you to go to their website and see what they have available. I want to talk about their TPU protective case. Now, this is like one giant piece of slim, flexible, lightweight grippiness that goes around your Switch 2. And I have to say, I really like this case a lot. Right away, you're going to notice the ergonomic design of this case. It's lightweight, it is nice and grippy, and it's laser measured to be perfectly compatible for the Switch 2. They have precise cutouts for the USB-C charging port, audio jack, the ventilation grill, all of it. And it's really, it's meant to be dropped. I mean, you know, you don't want to go around dropping your Switch 2, of course, but because it has this extra layer of TPU cushioning, it absorbs and disperses impact. I remember when the first sort of TPU cases were coming out for the iPhone back in the day. That's what I always had on my iPhone. And you could drop that thing, it would bounce, and it had all that extra cushioning for your devices. So it really disperses the impact energy to prevent damage to the components. And this one actually has 360-degree protection against impact, vibration, sudden shocks. And it's really nice against like hand fatigue, being able to hold this. I've really enjoyed it. Just all around protection for this device. It has a contoured grip, really nice natural curvature of your hand, and it gives you sort of an easy sort of claw-free grip, so you're not gripping it like a monkey, you know. And by the way, I keep taking my glasses on and off here as I'm reading my notes and going over everything, so forgive me for the glasses being on and off in certain shots, and certain shots it's on again. So forgive me for that. But I really like this case. Now, of course, you're going to look at this and say, but Clayton, well, how do you take off the Joy-Con? Well, you can't. So that's one big downside to this case. And I see this case kind of perfect for travel. You're going to go on a long trip. You're not going to be sitting at a desk, you know, doing mouse mode with your Joy-Con. This is a perfect case to bring with you on a long trip because it's going to give you that protection that you need. And I'm going to show you a case in a second where it will actually fit inside of a case with this wrapped around it. But again, one big downside to this, two big downsides. There's no way to take off the Joy-Con. You have to physically take off the entire case. And number two, it does not fit into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. So again, to me, this is like a travel case. I'm not playing in docked mode at all, and I don't really care about taking off my Joy-Con at all. So again, from JSOX, this is their TPU protective case, and I really, really like it. It's inexpensive, but great for the protection of this device. All right, next up is something that I do not have in-house yet, and I have been waiting to get my hands on this. Hopefully I can get one from JSOX. So if you are like, well, maybe I don't like the Dbrand design because I don't want it to sit outside of the dock. Maybe the JSOX brand, the JSOX split protective case for Switch 2. Now this just came out. I can't wait to get my hands on this, and this might actually maybe beat out the Dbrand case. We'll have to see again until I get it, in my hands. But the reason I like this is it works with your Switch 2 dock. There's no additional piece of plastic that you have to put on the front of it, and it protects every piece just like the Dbrand case does. It's designed for full protection all the way around, and it has, the charging port is exposed, the headphone jack is exposed, the heat vents are exposed, the game card slot is exposed, and it has this really great ergonomic grip around the Joy-Con, but they can detach. So you put the case around the Joy-Con, they detach, reattach, and the case itself is fully protected with the kickstand protection. Again, with this really nice case feeling. I've watched a bunch of reviews of this. Plus the case itself, it comes with, snaps right in with 10 card slots. So very similar to the Dbrand case, but again, you can use the Switch 2 dock and you don't have to worry about using this additional piece. I did want to include this one, even though I don't have it in my own hands to show it off to you. Hopefully I will soon, and I'll do more of a deep dive, but definitely worth checking out if you're kind of like waffling back and forth between Dbrand and JSOX. Go to their website and check it out. Next, let's talk about the JSOX shock absorbent storage case. This is for your Switch without any case on your Switch at all. So you can see here, I don't have any grips or anything attached to it. It's just a naked Switch 2, and it goes into this shock absorbent storage case. Perfect if you really enjoy just playing the Switch 2 by itself with no case around it. You enjoy sort of the way nature intended it to be. No ergonomic hand grips, nothing like that. You want to be able to play in mouse mode, this might be the case for you. I was a little worried about this hinge that, hey, when I would throw it into a bag, would it pop open? And in my testing, I have not had that happen. I've been carrying it around, taking with me just on like sort of day trips to see how it would perform in the bag, and it's been fine. It hasn't popped open at all. It hasn't, my fear is that that part would pop open, your Switch would fall out, get all scratched and stuff. So in my experience, I haven't had that experience yet. This case also comes with a lanyard. I love that they include lanyards. I almost never use them, but I don't know. It's like a nice little touch. But the other benefit of this is it also includes your games. So you can put 10 games right in the front of this thing, and it'll carry your Switch 2 cartridges with you as well. But again, no protective cover around your Switch at all. So your Switch 2 is naked when it sits inside of this case with this hinge. And again, it's shock absorbent. So nice, nice for travel. Next, you're taking a big trip. You're going to be gone for a few weeks. You want to, you're staying at an Airbnb. You want to bring your Switch 2 dock. You want to bring your Pro controller. You want to bring, a bunch of games. You want to bring maybe an additional controller. I have got the carrying case for you. I love this thing. I love how rugged it is. I love the arm sling that you can carry over if you want to do it that way, or just throw it in your suitcase. Totally up to you. And this is from QWPS. Now, I've even reached out to these guys. I'm like, how do you pronounce the name of your company? They didn't get back to me on this. But anyway, here it is. It's COOWPS. And this is their Switch 2 case for the Nintendo Switch. Look, you can look at the games on top. 20 game slots at the top. It'll hold your different accessories and cords and all different things you want to throw in there. Maybe a USB-C cord, other things like that. Maybe the little, things that snap onto the front of the Joy-Con for mouse mode, you can put that in there. But the Switch 2 sits in the back of this thing, slides in perfectly. And I have to say, this thing is wedged in there. It is not moving at all. Like this is, you could probably drop this off a 30-story building and it might be fine. Don't try that. I'm just saying this thing, when you slide that Switch 2 in the back, this thing is secure, really protected with this nice foam all the way around it. Then, of course, you can put your Switch 2 dock in there as well. In addition to that, you can put a Pro controller, an additional controller in there. It has a nice, really rugged design, nice rubber grips to the handles. And yes, it comes with those slings as well. It's really simple design. It has a really stylish exterior, clean lines. It's really, I have to say, this might be my favorite travel case for the Switch 2 right now. Again, more are coming out as we speak, but I'm really impressed with this case. So check it out, and really not expensive at all. I'll link again to it on Amazon here. And right now, again, some good sales going on. Right now, I think it's about 24% off, depending on when you're watching this video. But I'm a big fan of this because I like to take long trips. We were just over in Europe, and this would have been perfect to bring my Switch 2 dock and everything with it on that trip. All right, next up is another JSOX carrying case. This is the colorful ultra thin carrying case. And I thought, okay, maybe I will not be able to put a protective case around the Switch 2. This will have to be naked. I'm going to show you how that's not the case in just a second, but you can put, the Switch 2 in here with no case on it at all, totally naked. It'll fit right in there. And it's got these little Velcro straps here that'll keep it secure. Plus, of course, it's going to also hold some Switch cartridges in there, up to 10. You can see here in the elastic pouches behind it. Very basic. It's got a nice sort of like velvety feel to this. Pretty sturdy. Perfect for the kids. If they don't want to have some big grippy ergonomic case on it, it's perfect for just in naked form, and a couple of different colors that you can pick from as well. So I wanted to see if, if I put a case on it, if it had these ergonomic handles on the Switch 2, would it fit inside this case? And sure enough, it did. I did try it with the TPU protective case for the Switch 2. This is again from JSOX. I showed this a few minutes ago, and it fits nice and snug right inside, and there's still like actually room to play. So pull the Velcro straps right over top of it, and that will fit inside this case as well. Next up, let's talk some screen protectors. Now, I personally never use screen protectors. I don't use them on my phone. I don't use them on computers. I don't use them on tablets. I just have never used them. But I know a lot of people do. And if you want to have like a matte finish, or you want to cut down on some of the glare, this might be for you. Now, I was at the Southern California Retro Gaming Expo just a few short weeks ago, and I got to meet the team from Genki. Now, Genki, right? They got in a lot of trouble for, some early design leaks about the Switch 2. Anyway, a great team, and they were kind enough to actually give me their screen protector, their Aegis Shield screen protector and applicator for the Switch 2. And I have to say, I really like this. They have this like specialty lab glass. It allows you to still use the touchscreen, of course. It's scratch-proof, smudge-free. And that's one of the things, if I'm going to put a screen protector on the Switch 2, and I actually might do that this time, is because I hate smudges. I really hate it. So to try the Genki Aegis Shield, just to get the smudges off there and not have to deal with that, that's probably why I would do this. Inside the box, it comes with this easy applicator, this big plastic applicator that you put the screen protector inside of it. It snaps kind of right in place, very easy to do inside of, in alignment with your Switch. Make sure that you don't get bubbles in there and all of that. Plus, they do give you an extra one, which is what I like. If you screw up the first one, you got your hair stuck in there or something like that, they give you a second one in case you screw up the first one. So that is from Genki. Another screen protector, this one is from JSOX, and this one is a tempered glass. This is a matte finish. So if, you want to avoid glare, and it has really strong durability to it, it comes with this yellow applicator here. You snap it into place on top of the Switch 2 screen. It has the wipes to make sure your screen is nice and clean. And then they give you 2 of these as well inside the box in case you screw up. You slap that right into the yellow applicator. It gives you full directions on how to apply that to the front of your Switch 2. So again, your mileage may vary. Maybe you want a matte finish. Maybe you want, smudge free. You want to protect the screen, or maybe you're one of those people that always plays in dock mode, so you don't really care at all. But remember the Switch 1, and people are getting scratches on their screens, so maybe it was good to put a screen protector on here, because that Switch 1 dock was causing people to get some scratches in the OG Switch. All right, next up, let's talk controllers. If you're playing in docked mode, you're going to want a fantastic controller to play with your Switch 2. Let's start off with the MOBA pad, the Huban 2 mechanical controller. This thing is a beast. This is a bit of a powerhouse, if I'm totally honest with you. And the best part is it's got multi-platform compatibility. So yes, you want to play it on Windows, play it on your PC, play it on iOS, jump over to Android, play it with your Nintendo Switch. It's all right there. And make sure you update the firmware, because the new firmware now makes it ready to go with the Switch 2. And I talked to the company about this. They are also working on a sleep-wake function for the Switch 2. That's fantastic. Just like the Switch 2 Pro controller, I hit that button and it wakes it up. So right now, they're in the process of getting ready to roll that out. In fact, by the time you're watching this video, they may have already rolled out that feature, which is pretty exciting. So check their website for more details on that. I'll have links in the description below. First, look, this thing comes with a carrying case. I love this thing. It has a really nice carrying case, and this thing is a bit of a powerhouse. I'm talking capacitive joysticks here, high performance, low latency, really fast input times, and it's really durable. This thing feels really beefy and strong in the hand. I love how it feels ergonomically in the hand as well, non-slippy. It's got these Omron buttons as well with a lot of faster actuation speed. And I love the D-pad too. You can swap out that circular disc for that cross-style D-pad. They even provide that for you here as well. It has ALPS linear motors built in. It also has 4 back buttons on the back side of this. So macro customization options, depending on what games you're playing. It has 6-axis sensing motors in there. It has a turbo function. You know, just all around a fantastic gaming controller. Next up, it's the team from 8-Bit Do. Some people call them 8-Bit Do. I call them 8-Bit Do. And they have the Ultimate 2 Bluetooth controller, now compatible with the Switch 2. I love these guys. As you can see, I have some of their, you know, the NES style. I have the Super Nintendo style here. I've loved these guys for a long, long time. And I love also that it comes with a dock, so I can charge it. And it's sort of like a seamless design where, you know, right up to the base of it. And so it looks like one giant piece of plastic. And you can sit it on the desk. It looks great. I have a black one sitting on my desk right now for my PC gaming. But this I wanted for the Switch 2. So what does it have? Really, first of all, it has a premium build quality to it. So this feels like, you know, almost like a Nintendo Pro controller. It really feels sturdy, has Hall effect sticks, 0 drift. It has that charging dock, multiple color options. And it's a real balance, I think, also of quality and price, because it's not going to break the bank when you're looking at how expensive the Nintendo Pro controller is, which we'll get to in a minute. Comes in multiple colors. It also has those TMR joysticks, really high sensitivity, really great precision, and enhanced durability. And it also doesn't use a lot of power. So the battery on this lasts a long time. And look at this, underneath the charging dock, there's a little hidden dongle. Pop this right out, put it right into your PC, and there you are. You're connected via Bluetooth right to any device. So not just with the Switch 2, but of course with any PC or even a Mac, depends on what you're playing on. Plus, it also has remappable fast bumpers on the back, that R4 and L4 buttons, because you're not going to get the R4. Where do you ever get an R4 button? Well, you get them here. These little tiny R4 buttons on the back, so you can do all sorts of things with your games there. And really love the D-pad on this. Clicky, but smooth. Really nice experience with the 8-Bit Do controller. Now we got to talk about what everyone kind of considers the gold standard for controllers. That's Nintendo's own Pro controller. But look, there are some downsides, okay? You're not able to just jump in and use this on a PC, jump on other platforms. It's not going to work. You're going to have some issues trying to connect this. And I know a lot of people have talked about the inability for this device to be able to connect it to other platforms. But again, it's meant for the Switch 2, so I get it, right? But if we're just looking at it for the Switch 2, this thing is fantastic. I mean, it feels incredible in the hand. It's almost like someone took a pillow and someone like somehow managed to figure out how to take the softness of a pillow and the comfort level of a pillow and put it into a controller. I've heard some people say this is their favorite controller of all time, and I don't disagree with them. I'd have to really kind of go through and play with all of my controllers and really kind of feel that, but this is a phenomenal controller for the Switch 2. It really is, but it is pricey. I mean, you know, different prices, mileage may vary, but it's over $80, of course, depending on where you live, pushing $90. And, you know, maybe you wait for a sale for it if it ever comes down in price. Who knows? Nintendo doesn't do sales. But I will say the premium build quality of this, the battery life is phenomenal. I mean, that's one of those things with the first. Here's my original Switch 1 Pro controller, my Zelda one, my Tears of the Kingdom one. I love this thing. I've beat so many games with this controller. And the battery, I just like never charged the darn thing. It just would go and go and go and go. Unlike the Sony PlayStation 5 DualSense controllers, those things you need to charge, you know, in an hour. These would go for like days. And that's the same thing with the Pro controller for the Switch 2. This thing, I never have to charge the darn thing. It's so good. And it just feels so great in the hand. The D-pad is phenomenal in my opinion. It's also got the built-in chat functionality, which is now part of the Switch 2, so I can press that chat button if I want, and boom, I'm right there in that experience. You can't get that with a third-party controller yet. Maybe they'll enable that. I haven't seen it. If there is one out there, let me know. You know, charging over USB-C, you get that build quality as well. Automatic, you know, you get automatic firmware upgrades, so no having to like go through like 8-Bit Do's website or MOBA Pad's website and download a firmware update and all that kind of stuff. No, it just does it right through the Switch 2 dock, so you get that. It's responsive as heck. The analog sticks feel great, and just look at the size of the analog sticks here compared to the Switch 2 without, I mean, you can see the size difference here. I mean, that's when you're holding it in handheld mode, the Switch 2, look how like low those analog sticks are. They're very, very low profile. And with the Switch 2 Pro controller, you get those nice tall analog sticks. Really, really great. Of course, you get button remapping as well per game in the profile. So that's a great thing with the Switch 2. Now I can go into, you know, Cyberpunk, and I can set certain functionality with certain buttons mapped within that game, and it'll save it in that profile. And then even like if my son jumps in and starts playing Cyberpunk on his profile, it's going to be totally different. He can set it up for himself totally differently. But again, per game profiles with button remapping on this. Obviously, that's for the Switch 2, not for the controller itself, but I just wanted to mention that. I love the Switch 2 Pro controller, but it is, again, a little pricey. Next up is a bit of a weird one, and this is a wireless mobile controller. Well, you can take off your Joy-Con, slap the main body of your Switch 2 inside of this thing, and it works really, really well. It's from Absolute. It's their S8 wireless mobile controller. Of course, Absolute, the company that makes the Absolute One Pro, which is the streaming PC handheld. But now they have the Absolute S8 wireless mobile controller. And of course, this would work with your iPhone, Android device, Switch 1, Switch 2. And you can even put it in there inside the dock if you want to, or just leave it outside of it. Totally up to you. It works with Bluetooth, and you just slide open the side of it. It stretches out to 216 millimeters. Slide the Switch 2 right in there, and it delivers smooth, responsive controls. I have to say, I'm really surprised at how well this works. You know, you pair it with an Android phone, a tablet, an iPhone, Switch 1 and 2. It has a lot of things going for it. It's got 6-axis gyro. It's got Hall effect joysticks. It has turbo mode, dual back buttons. It's ergonomically friendly, so it feels really great in the hand. I remember Russ from Retro Game Core talking about the GameSir controller back last year, saying that was one of his favorite controllers for the Switch 1. You take the Switch 1 out, plop it in there, and sure enough, he was right. I got one. And I actually played a lot of my PlayStation 5 streaming on my iPad mini using that device. So I could put my iPad mini in here and also play games streaming from my PS5. So this controller is great for the Switch 2, but it's also great cross-platform in many, many different respects. But it really works great for mobile gaming, remote play, cloud gaming, emulation if you want to jump into Delta on the iPhone and play that. So again, really great ergonomic controller that works with the Switch 2 if you don't want to use the Joy-Con, and you get that functionality built right in, pop it out. So great. So that's from Absolute. Again, I will have links to all of these things in the description below. So guys, that is a big roundup. I am losing my voice of all of these Switch 2 accessories that I've had a chance to play with over the past few weeks and test out. Let me know down below, what are you most interested in? And do you guys like screen protectors? Do you like these different controllers? What are you guys looking for? And I'll definitely think to put those together as part of a second video. But for me right now, the one that I'm using on my Switch 2 most often now is the Dbrand case, the Kill Switch case. And so, but I can't wait to get my hands on that JSOX case as well. So that's where things stand. 1 month or so into the Switch 2's life cycle. Thanks guys so much for subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you next time.